Well, we've got Oddlife123 here, who's a superstar YouTuber. How are you today?
Good, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing good today as well. Now, first of all, what's it like to be a top-notch YouTuber? Is it fun?
Oh yeah, it definitely has its perks and its
Yeah.
downsides at time. I'm not going to run away from that, but I love the perks. Honestly, just seeing people's reaction when I join, even like small Xbox parties
Oh,
or
yeah.
anything like that. That's probably the best of the best of the job.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it can be quite fun just seeing people's reactions and knowing that people are watching and appreciating what you're doing because you don't get that with most jobs, really, I suppose.
Yeah, no, not in real life. You don't.
You know, yeah. And I suppose you mentioned there are downsides, and me as a radio presenter working from home, I can really understand things go wrong a lot of the time, and it is really annoying, but I guess it's worth it in the
Oh
end.
yeah. hmm Yeah, I mean, there's always stuff you can't run away from. There's always
Yeah.
going to be haters, no matter what job you do in
Oh, yeah,
life.
absolutely.
But yeah, it's always the fun outweighs the bad about it.
Yeah, for sure. So, in terms of the content you do on your channel, is it mainly gaming stuff that you like to do then?
So I love doing the gaming, but I
Yeah.
want to actually end up moving to more in real life stuff.
Ah.
I always give an example of like Mr. Beast type content,
Mm.
but right now I'm kind of taking a little break from doing YouTube, and I'm working on the funding in real life side of the business,
Yeah.
and setting all that up first.
Yeah, absolutely. And making a crossover between gaming and doing real life stuff, is that quite
hmm
hard? Because perhaps people would have joined your channel because they liked watching the game that you're playing, and maybe they aren't interested in your life in the nicest possible way.
Yeah, I mean that's always the risk, when you
Yeah,
switch content like later in your career. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years, and everybody knows me as a gamer.
yeah,
But I did some trial videos in the past where we did, maybe even little things where we gave out gift cards to someone. That one
ah,
honestly did pretty good, so I kind of want to move to that kind of content. The
mm,
vlogging and stuff I'm not into, but maybe challenges to win money and
yeah.
stuff like that, and also bring it into the gaming field too. I think that would definitely, definitely, definitely grab more people to my channel and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, it establishes you as a real person and not just somebody on YouTube that plays games. There's more of a character there.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you've managed to get almost 32,000 subscribers, which must have been quite exciting to get all
Oh
them. Do you
yeah.
know how you got them, or did they just turn up one day?
So I honestly just kept posting content and just been doing it for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I told everyone from family to schoolmates to
Mm.
everyone around about it. And honestly, it worked out pretty well. And even today, I work a real life job, but
Yeah.
even today, people are like shocked to see I am like a YouTuber working at a
Yeah.
UPS store in my neighborhood.
Yeah, that's crazy. Have you ever thought about quitting your job and doing YouTube full time, or is it not stable enough?
So the deal is, and I'm not going to shy away from this, and I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
YouTube is a very hard way to make money.
Mm.
Everyone thinks, you can make $1 million right off the bat. You can't.
Yeah.
I actually went into the field thinking that too.
Yeah.
So over time, it just went into the phase of legit. You can't. I was 16 at the time. I started a bit late, and it's just like real life kicked in, so I got to work.
Mm.
But now I'm actually getting into other phases of making money, trying to get online. I got an online store now. I'm working on the gaming servers and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, you see examples of YouTubers that have made millions of pounds and are really rich people, but they are really an exception to the rule that
hmm
you're not going to make millions of
It's
pounds.
only like a few percent
Yeah.
of people that actually make some money off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Most of the big YouTubers that you see, including PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, whatever, they dipped into the other fields. Like I always use Mr. Beast as an example because the guy has his own food chain, his own merchandise. He has his own like brands and own all kinds of other stuff to make
Yeah.
money. He's not dipping in that one channel to risk it all.
Yeah.
Because legit, they say if anyone wants to be a millionaire, you got to have like 7 different ways of income. Because
Yeah.
if one way go down, you have those 6 other ones you can rely on.
Mm.
That's what my mom's advice was.
Yeah. Well, that's so true because so many YouTubers have Patreon and all kinds of different ways that you can support them, even Twitch channels as well that you can subscribe to.
The best thing with YouTube is if some people may not know this, but
Yeah.
when you get up into the bigger field, YouTube gives you like I think about like 7 different ways of making money.
Ah.
And it's through ads, but it's also you can get into the sponsorship field.
Mm.
Then you can sell your own merchandise.
Yeah.
Then you can start different channels to do everything just like that. You could do membership. You could go on and on with it. And that's your basic 7 ways of income.
Yeah.
And the more you dip into the other fields, like owning a public gaming server, stuff like that,
Yeah.
the more money you potentially have to make.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess a second channel, that's not against the YouTube rules, is it? There's not any rules against kind of making money from multiple accounts?
I mean, what do you call it? The guy named Jack Sucks at Life, I think his YouTube handle is.
Ah.
I think he has like 10 to 20 channels.
Wow.
Yeah, he has a lot. He has a lot of play buttons.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, where does he keep them all?
On his wall behind him. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But apparently he does.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, I gotta admit, the business strategy for him, he seems a great guy, funny guy and stuff.
Mm.
But the business side of that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And each individual channel has to be different. It can't just be a different channel with the same stuff on it, because although that would still be within the rules, it'd just be a bit weird and confuse people, I guess.
Yeah, like for me, I want eventually, I do want to leave my current job and go, be a YouTuber and owner of an online business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I want to start my own film company. And my goal is I want to own multiple other channels. Maybe like even I was saying like let me own my own cooking channel, or let me just get into another gaming channel with all my friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was saying all that to my buddy, and he goes, "Evan, you're crazy," and I go, "Thank you." But it's possible with YouTube and everything now. You never know.
Yeah, I can really like the idea of a cooking channel because I guess it's so different, but people might watch the channel just for you, so they'll still go and watch you no matter what you're doing.
Hey, I mean, as long as it's PG, yeah. As long as just you could bring your brand, whatever YouTube brand you got, and you just gotta think into the more business side of how to make money. So, like, such as I actually just officially started my own LLC, my business, and I called it Oddgames. So, what I want to do with that is now I have under that the online store, and I also want to end up developing games in the future. Telltale games and just online mobile games and stuff.
Yeah,
and it would be under Odd. So over the last 3 years, everybody will know. Anything related to almost Odd will basically pay me.
Yeah. So, what is your day-to-day schedule like as a YouTuber? Because obviously you've got your main UPS job, which I guess takes up your time. But do you kind of do YouTube stuff as soon as you get home from work, or is it 4 a.m?
Yeah, basically, I'll go to work and then I'll probably come home and just be online, working on everything, and basically be doing that till I go to bed at like 12 or 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then just do it all again.
Wow.
On weekends, I'd basically legit just stay home trying to, set up the store, set up the gaming server, and just record videos if I have to.
Yeah. And do you ever rest at all?
Honestly, no. Besides from sleeping, honestly, no. I mean, I want to, but I'm trying to, get all this set up while I'm young. And then in the future, I'll have a decent income and I'll
Yeah.
be able to take care of family and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea because I think a lot of people, I'd say myself included, don't really like doing nothing. I have to be working on something all the
Hmm.
time. I mean, sleeping is the
Yeah.
only time when I'm not really doing anything that's taking up my mind.
Yeah. I mean, even at night when I'm in my room, I'm always like on my phone or something, just
Yeah,
like researching how can I get more sales on my store? How can I get this going? How can I get that going?
yeah.
And I'm just trying to set up for a better future. So when I get a girlfriend and a family, I can have that extra funds to help them move along in life.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to
Yeah,
find
you'll
ways to
rest
make
when you're
money.
dead.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you were going to go to college last year, but unfortunately, there's been some sort of pandemic or something I heard about.
Hmm.
So you weren't able to do that. What were you thinking of studying?
So I was going to initially go to college for film.
Yeah,
Um, I was never a college dude. I hated college. I mean, honestly, it took till my senior year till I actually wanted to go to college.
yeah,
And so what happened was first semester, it was all education classes, English, math, your basics.
yeah,
And I nearly flunked out of the math class. So that was a great start. And then the next semester was two film classes.
no,
And I loved it. It was amazing. You learned camera positions,
yeah,
everything that you think of film. The problem was halfway through, the pandemic hit,
yeah,
and we immediately went online. And I have ADHD. I have
mm,
a little bit of a learning disability, so it's really hard for me to focus.
yeah,
I nearly flunked out both of my film classes because it was horrible online. So after that, I mean, I didn't go back to school for. I'm still not back at school, and they're still thinking of closing it.
yeah.
But now with everything going on, I don't really think I will go back.
Ah,
Maybe if anything, I'll take a few classes, dip in the field, into the film field. But I'm not going for a degree or anything. I know that.
yeah. And I guess college isn't for everyone. You don't have to take that
Hmm.
path.
Yeah, I mean, a good example is my one of the customers that came into the job actually yesterday says her boss makes about net worth about $40 million
Wow.
every year. He never went to college. He barely even finished high school. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying to all your fans, do not leave school. Sometimes, like, at least get a high school diploma, at
Mm,
least. But you can, maybe college isn't for you. Maybe you can dip into the other fields. There's even trade schools. There's even sometimes you
yeah.
just take a few classes if you're in the film field, and then you could possibly get a job. But please do not leave high school.
Yeah.
I am not giving that advice to you. Do not leave high school. Get a high school diploma.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
need that at least in life.
Yeah. Well, when you think of a lot of famous people, they didn't really do too well at school. I mean, I suppose most of the business people probably did do well, but most famous people that make a lot of money, like actors, probably,
Hmm.
there's no reason why they would have to be good at school to become an actor, apart from in drama, maybe.
Hmm. It totally depends sometimes. I mean, I find it so like everything nowadays, if you're getting into even the teaching field
Yeah.
or getting into construction, it's all like, yeah, go to college, gotta go to college.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, when my parents were, my age, it was never like that, which
Yeah.
it's like you could just dip into this field and you could get a job. It's totally different now. And even as times are shifting, there's people that are still succeeding
Yeah.
without going to college. So I just that's so cool to me, understanding like people, like, no matter what, it doesn't matter if you go to college and show that you have a degree, especially in the film field. You can have a degree, but I may not go to college, and
Yeah.
I may know 1,000 times more than you.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, because how many people actually use their degree for a job that's relevant to it? It's probably a really low percentage.
Yeah, I mean, minus, I feel like the degree is just like, cool, take a paper. Like,
Yeah.
it's more about like, all right, I'm not dishing anybody that's going to college, by
Yeah.
the way. We're not trying to do that. But we're just saying that, with a degree, there's limits.
Yeah.
when somebody's in that field and learning hands on, not the behind the scenes and the notebook and stuff. When you're learning hands on, you have a more potential of actually understanding stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that is what we need to go towards in definitely our education and stuff like that in general.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. And I guess even though this pandemic has halted your college plans, being a YouTuber hasn't really changed at all in this year, really.
Yeah, not much, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
with everything going on, me and my buddies, we started a gaming server. We're actually working on that. We want to release that in December.
Hmm.
It's a big public gaming server where thousands of people could come on and actually just play.
Yeah.
I mean, this year I started a online clothing store for my
Oh,
brand. So yeah, that was actually released about maybe less than a month ago.
yeah.
So I'm trying to get that up. And I mean, it's been good, honestly. I mean, I've been working in other fields,
Yeah.
trying to get the Oddlife123 brand up and rolling. The content wise, I kind of stopped a while back because I have to want to get actual more funding for the channel and stuff. So I moved into those kind of fields. But I will be coming back pretty soon, probably within the next month or two, and then I'll be able to post more content and more gaming videos and stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And is there anything else that you would like to do with your channel that you haven't really done yet?
I want employees. I want to hire people,
Ah.
editors, thumbnail makers, and I mean, other than that,
Mm.
I want to definitely use it as an outlet to help more people in life. I know that for sure. One thing was big to me was, this world is kind of going into a dark area, dark realm.
Yeah.
So even if, a few people watch my videos, just to see that, hope and glimmer and the fun of life, I think that's 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
One thing was I always, when I was younger, I had, and still today, I suffer from depression and suicide.
Mm.
And watching YouTube just in that field kind of makes it go like, all right, this is kind of good.
Yeah.
Let me get off that. No, I'm not going to hurt myself. Let's kind of watch this.
Yeah.
So it gets me into the happy moment in life, and I definitely want to provide that for more people.
Yeah, I guess it's interesting because YouTube is kind of almost a one-to-one medium with
Mm-hmm.
the viewer and the person making the video, so you sort of feel like you have company when you're watching a
Mm-hmm.
video, particularly a gaming one, I suppose,
Mm-hmm.
because perhaps it's a little bit more intimate than the sort of general loud, shouty ones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one good YouTuber I loved, but sadly enough, he's quieting down now and he's not really getting that viewership anymore, is Stampy Longnose.
Of course.
Um, yeah, you remember him.
Yeah.
He was OG. This guy was the first. He uploaded a lot of fun videos. And I
Yeah.
remember coming home from school and watching this dude. Every day he used to post. And he used to rank in the views. And he still does it,
Yeah.
shockingly. He
Hello
still
there.
does the same crew, same people and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that's the fun part of YouTube, the community, you feel like a one-on-one connection with them.
Yeah.
And let's say, I remember popular MMOs. He's an OG. When Jen and Pat broke up, it's like, dang, bro, you feel
Yeah.
that. That hits your heart. You kind of feel like you almost know these people.
Mhm.
But in reality, you're just kind of almost watching their videos.
Yeah.
But it's amazing the connection you get off of YouTube.
Yeah, and I suppose Stampy is perhaps maybe one of the best at that connection. I don't know if it's because
Mm-hmm.
he more targets himself at a younger audience than the
Mm-hmm.
average YouTuber, and perhaps maybe he has to do that because of the rage. I don't really know the reason.
Mm-hmm. And the best thing with him was actually he had radio show experience just like you're doing now. He
Yeah.
basically had that experience, and I remember looking back at his life story, and he was saying that he went to college to be a radio show host originally. So
Oh,
he knew that field pretty well to attract a younger audience, even if it was just in radio. YouTube's kind of similar to
yeah.
it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Well, where are we able to check out your YouTube channel? As I say that, I realize it's a really stupid question because it's not going to be on Spotify, but you
So
know.
you got all right. So if you guys want to check me out anywhere, you guys can actually check out my YouTube. It's Oddlife123. Shockingly,
Yeah.
and by the way, guys, I do want to actually say you guys can also check out my store. It's oddgames.shop. And that's actually a good area. We're doing a back to school sale now and stuff like that. And my Instagram is odd_life123. And if you want to check out the Minecraft server that we're working on, it's
Oh,
mc.oddgames on Instagram.
great. I might check that out because I think I've still got Minecraft on my MacBook or something.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
It's Java edition though, so
Okay, I'll have to check if I've got the latest release. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us here today. It's been great having you on the show.
anytime. It's been great.